Uh, on this scope, pray all of you all having a good Sunday, whether it be football or a release from worship. It's late in the afternoon. Daylight savings time has changed. I just wanted to talk to you about how you're not everyone's bag of tea. And neither should you try to be. No matter what you do, there's someone that's not going to like you. No matter what you do, someone isn't going to repay your smile with another smile. Sometimes undeserved. You may look like somebody from their past that they don't like. They may perceive you to be who you know you're not. But you're not going to be everyone's bag of tea. This particular scope is to let you know, and also to strengthen you and give you the resolve and the fortitude to persevere on, even though you're not everyone's bag of tea. God bless all of you all that are joined, all of you that are on, all that are watching via replay or watching outside of the Periscope app. You know, there are times that I've tried trying to get into a personal circle. Tried to get in a personal loop. Tried to get in a personal clique. Tried to get in a personal club. And no matter how hard I tried to fit, it never quite happened. And you know, some of that caused me some pain. Some of that caused me some hurt feelings. But hey, God had really never called me to fit many of the places where I tried to fit. God had, really what God's telling me, and God is telling you, that you are not going to be everyone's bag of tea. Everyone won't smile when they see you coming. Everyone won't return your good with another good. Everyone won't say that your shoes look good when they do. Everyone won't tell you that the tie is tight, that your suit is tight, that your purse looks nice, that your makeup is fine, that your lipstick looks great. They won't do it because you won't be everyone's bag of tea. That's life. That's one of the life lessons. What's one of the great life lessons that you need to learn if your life is ever going to move to the place that God intends it to be? You can't be moved by the whims of other folks. You can't be moved by the moods of other folks. You can't be moved by folks who are determined not to like your tea, not to drink your tea, not to smell your tea, not to be around your tea. You won't be everyone's bag of tea. You may be the best looking. They won't tell you. Sometimes they'll compliment folks that are 17 leagues. They'll compliment some piece of clothing of someone else's that's nowhere near yours, just to not compliment you. Many times, if it's the 10 of you all around, they're going to compliment the other 9. And the only reason why they didn't compliment number 10, which is you, is because you're not their bag of tea. Maybe you don't fit into their little box. Maybe they see the promise of God over your life. Maybe they see how God has favored you. Maybe they see how God has kept you. And God has made you that city on the hill that cannot be hid. Maybe they see the hand of God on your life. They see how God is molding you, making you, fashioning you. But you're upset because you're not their bag of tea. You were never called to be their bag of tea. If God should send light in the world, it does hurt. It does hurt. But if God should send light in the world, or if God sends a deliverer to the oppressed, will the oppressor love him? No. The enemy doesn't like you because he knows that you're going to cause his kingdom to retract. You're going to cause his kingdom to back up. You're going to cause his kingdom to decrease. So don't be surprised. That's me. That's me. I mean, I like seeing folks doing well. I mean, it doesn't matter that if you're on 412 in life and I'm still at 405. I'm happy for you. I like seeing people to prosper. But there are some people that they can't stand to see some folks prosper. even though you mean well for them, they're going to walk by you. Rejoice. I like rejoicing with other folks, but I've got folks that I've tried to reach out and they'll walk right by you because it may be, you got too many Facebook likes on the last post. Any of a number of reasons. But before your life moves to the next level, you're going to have to accept that you're not going to be everyone's bag of tea. Hold on. Let me bring you some gospel from my grandmother, my late grandmother. She said, boy, I was about 4 or 5. Everybody ain't your friend. That's a sermon in itself. I had to spin on that one because she gave me the revelation even back then that everyone's not going to be shouting your exploits. Everyone won't be shouting your praises. Yeah, they do. They have something that they see in you that they don't see in themselves. Everyone is not your friend. You're not their bag of tea. But that's not a detraction. You shouldn't be their bag of tea. You're called to be in this world. You're called in this world, but you're not called to be of it. You're called. This is how you deal with the spirit of rejection, because you were called to be above the belly elements of this world. You were called to be the head and not the tail, above only and never beneath. You see, you stand out. You can't fit where they want you to fit. Sometimes you got to get your shouting shoes on. You got to run and get a buck and many times shout, community choir shout, and shout all night because you're not everybody's bag of tea. I'm glad. I'm telling you right now, and it hurts. You hate to see the whispers when you walk by and you hear the and you know that you don't mean any of them any harm, but you got to walk boldly. Because God calls you, God has a mighty call on your life. And you don't have time to be worrying about who's whispering, who's putting a lie on the road, who's plotting against you. You got to know you're not everybody's bag of tea. Blessed are ye, Jesus said, when men shall revile you, persecute you, and say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name's sake. You're not going to be everybody's bag of tea. If you're everybody's bag of tea, you're not who God called you to be. It's tough to get some of those. I get them from some. I got preachers that walk by me. I got preachers that will recognize a preacher that's been preaching for 2 days and see me and know that they listen to me and even use my stuff. And still recognize somebody else. But look, it comes with the calling. It comes, the scripture said he came to his own, and his own received him not. That is, that old green-eyed monster. It gets in some preachers too. It also said that a prophet is not without honor, saved in his own household and among his own people. Yeah, God is your vindicator, but it's some that won't ever give you honor. Jesus, when he came to his own, they didn't receive him. Jesus was a prophet, and when he went amongst his own, he could only heal a few sick folks because of their unbelief. They say, is this not the carpenter's son? It's people looking at where you came from, how God has used you, despite you didn't have 25 years of education like they had, how God has seemed to favor you at every turn of your life, how you overcame adversity time after time after time after time after time, and God has still kept you. They saw the time in 91 that they thought you were down for the count, and God delivered you then. They saw the time in 2001 where they thought you were down for the count, and God delivered you then. They saw you in 2011 when they thought, hey, this is it for them. And God brought you out time after time. And your gift has literally made room for you. But you're not going to be everyone's bag of tea. If you're listening to this particular scope, give me some taps that you're not everybody's bag of tea. That's a praise. That's that God is going to use you. That you are born an original. And you won't waste God's time by dying a copy. That God has put his patent on you, that you're tailor-made, that you're part of God's own priceless private collection. Hey, you're not going to be everybody's bag of tea. To truly walk in who God has called you to walk, to be, you're going to have to accept that you're not going to be everybody's bag of tea. I know that I'm not. For me to really walk in my call, I can't possibly be everybody's bag of tea. Look, folks, God called you in the word to root up, to pluck out, to speak the word in season, to speak it out of season. You can't carry everybody into your tomorrow. A part of truly walking in your call is walking with the full realization that there won't always be applause, that there always won't be kudos, that there always won't be hand clapping, there always won't be standing ovations. There are going to be some times that you cry. There's be some times that you're weary. There's going to be some times that you're going to get depressed over the whims of others and how others treat you. But look, folks, for you to truly be and to truly walk in faith and walk in victory, you're going to have to fully accept that you're not going to be everybody's bag of tea. I'm not everybody's bag of tea. As a matter of fact, I'm not a whole lot of folks' bag of tea. But I'm happy in who God has created me to be. God created me in the original, and the original that he made me won't allow me to be everybody's bag of tea. Now, I could copy myself. I could die a copy just to make folks like me. But I'd be a pleaser of man more than I am a pleaser of God. If you're truly to walk in your calling, resolve today to keep walking despite not being everyone's bag of tea. To keep pushing even when they want to walk like they don't see you. How about this one? How about everyone couldn't go with Moses to the high place? How about this one? When they speak in 7 different prayer languages, all service long, but they walk right by you and won't speak to you in English. Look, folks, you're not going to be everybody's bag of tea. But because you're not that bag of tea, shouldn't stop your blessings. Because you're not that bag of tea, shouldn't dry up your miracle. Because you're not that bag of tea, shouldn't stop your level of expectation. Keep walking in victory. Keep believing big. Be triumphant. You're more than a conqueror. You can do all things through Christ that strengthen you. God will supply all of your needs, despite you not being that one, or that one, or that one's bag of tea. That's my scope for you today. You don't have to be everyone's bag of tea. Being their bag of tea won't make the sun come up for you tomorrow. Being their bag of tea won't wake you up out of your sleep. Being their bag of tea won't start you on your way. You better look to God and stop worrying about being everyone's bag of tea. God bless you. God keep you. This is my prayer.